If I asked you right now, not your fund's return, not the market's return, but your actual return across everything you hold, could you answer in 10 seconds? Most people who have built real wealth can't. And that's usually the first clue that something needs a closer look. Here's what tends to happen. You start investing, you add a fund here, a stock tip there, maybe an IPO your CA mentioned, a couple of sips your bank pushed. Individually, every single decision felt reasonable at the time. Nobody sits down one day and deliberately builds a messy portfolio. It happens one small, sensible-seeming decision at a time. And because each addition felt small, nobody ever stepped back to look at the whole picture. That's the gap. Portfolios don't usually break because of one bad call. They quietly drift because of 100 small ones that were never reviewed together. So how do you know if your portfolio is one of these? Here are 5 signs worth checking for. Sign 1. You genuinely don't know your real numbers. Not the number your relationship manager quotes you, not the fund's headline return, your own, personal, money-weighted return across every investment, every addition, every withdrawal, over time. If you've never actually sat down and calculated this, that's not a small gap. It's the foundation everything else should be built on. You can't know if a portfolio needs fixing if you don't know how it's actually performing for you specifically, as opposed to how the market or the fund performed in general. Sign 2. You're over-diversified without realizing it. This sounds like a good problem to have. Surely more holdings means more safety? Not quite. There's a real difference between diversification and clutter. If you own so many funds or stocks that a large chunk of them individually make up a tiny sliver of your total money, you're not really diversified. You're just harder to track. Each of those small, overlapping positions adds complexity and often cost without meaningfully reducing your risk, because many of them are quietly holding the same large companies anyway. A portfolio you can't clearly describe into minutes is usually a portfolio nobody's actively managing, including you. Sign 3. You've got real concentration hiding behind that clutter. This is the flip side of sign 2, and it's more common than people expect. You can have 30 holdings and still have half your money effectively riding on one fund house's decisions, or one sector's fortunes, or one stock you were told was a sure thing years ago and never revisited. Concentration isn't about the number of things you own, it's about how much is genuinely riding on any single decision going right. A health check means actually mapping out where the real weight sits, not just counting line items. Sign 4. Your allocation has drifted from where you meant it to be. Say you once decided you were comfortable with a certain equity to debt split, something that matched your appetite for risk and your time horizon. Markets don't respect that decision. When equity markets run well for a stretch, your equity allocation can silently climb well past what you originally intended, simply because equity grew faster than the rest of your portfolio. Nobody chose to take on more risk. It just happened by not checking in. The reverse can happen too. Either way, if you haven't looked at your actual current split in a while, there's a good chance it doesn't match the split you think you have. Sign 5. You're holding things that don't have a clear job. Ask yourself, for each major holding, what is this specifically here to do? If the honest answer is, I'm not sure, or someone recommended it and I never really understood why, that's worth flagging. It doesn't automatically mean it's a bad investment. But a portfolio built with intention has each piece playing a role: growth, stability, liquidity, tax efficiency. A portfolio built by accumulation has pieces nobody can explain. The second kind is much harder to manage well, because you can't fix what you can't justify in the first place. Picture 2 investors, both with roughly the same amount invested. Investor A can tell you, off the top of their head, 60% equity, split across a handful of funds I chose deliberately, 20% debt for stability. And I know my real return because I check it once a year. Investor B has 40-odd holdings picked up over a decade. No idea what their blended return actually is. And if you added it all up, nearly half their money concentrated in 2 or 3 related bets they made years ago and forgot about. Same starting capital, very different level of control over the outcome. That difference isn't about which investor is smarter. It's entirely about which one has actually looked. If 2 or more of those 5 signs sound familiar, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It means it's simply been a while since anyone looked at the whole picture together, rather than one holding at a time. That's worth fixing, and it's usually a lot faster to fix than people expect. If you want to actually see where your own portfolio stands against these 5 signs, that's something worth walking through properly rather than guessing. The link below has more on how that conversation typically works. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Check out the video description. We've packed it with resources just for you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs it.